Pheasant 815 here with my Springfield Range Officer. You've seen a couple videos with this before. Today, I'm going to talk about something that happened to me at the range. I took my father out. I don't know if that video has been made by the time I put this one out, but we shot some SR-22, 22 pistol. We shot some Glock 17. It's a 9mm pistol, and we shot some of this one, 45 ACP, obviously, and we shot, I want to say we shot about 2 magazines. He was starting his 3rd magazine, so you can do the math there, that we only loaded him up to 7, so, but he got maybe 2 or 3 rounds off, and then I noticed when he was pulling it back in to look at the refocus before he pushed it back out to shoot, the sight looked a little off, and I wanted to show you guys this. Yeah, it had gone over like this. Maybe not quite that much, but yeah, like where you could clearly tell, hardly any space, a lot more space. So I thought, well, let's push it back over, and that was really easy to move. So I pushed it over the other side, and what you're seeing now is basically what I'm seeing at the range. I'm going, well, it's supposed to be an adjustable rear sight. I understand that, but it's the screw here and here that does the windage and elevation, and yeah, this is not supposed to happen. It's got the dovetail there, and I honestly don't know what to do now. Sending it back to the factory seems to be maybe a overstep, although this is not supposed to happen with under 1,000. Well, I shot over 1,000 rounds, but within 1,000 rounds, I mean, the sight shouldn't come off. I mean, this is not acceptable craftsmanship, but again, I don't know if it's that big of a deal either. I think maybe it's simple to just pull it out and put a dot in there. So this is how easy I can actually push it all the way out. I pushed it out earlier, stuck it back in there, but you can see it's nice and clean. There you go. It's kind of wet almost. I can assure you it doesn't feel this shiny goo in there. It doesn't feel slick, so it doesn't feel like oil or anything. It feels kind of like a glue, really, which is what I'd expect it to feel like, I suppose. But yeah, kind of tacky, but yet not sticky. So it's got a gloss there. Parts are machined nice and smooth, but the sight, and again, you can see more of that sheen to it. Well, that stuff that I'm wiping off here doesn't feel even tacky, but there's a profile shot of it. So, yeah, the sights here appear to be, I was thinking it was all plastic over here, but now that I look at it closer, this is actually a metal sight, which is good, better quality than I actually thought, but not 100% sure what I should do. I'm going to guess if I got some Loctite, I should get the, I believe it's the blue Loctite, because the red you need heat to remove, and I don't know if that'd be the right choice, but maybe it is. If so, great. I have some red Loctite I used for my lawnmower. But maybe it's the, excuse my ignorance, maybe it's the blue Loctite. I think that's the right color, I'm not sure. That I put maybe a dot of it here in this little recess, little dot here, circle, and maybe just put a dot on the bottom here and kind of rub it around and then slide it in and let it set for 24 hours. I think that's about how long they had me let my sights on my Glock 17 when I got new sights on there. I think they had me let it sit for 24 hours before I shot it, but maybe that's what to do. I don't know. So, putting this question out there, I mean, I love this pistol. It shoots so accurately. Well, probably not currently without a sight on its by guess and by golly, but and it seems to be machined really well, made really well, nice fit, functions great. Earlier on, some of my first videos, the problems with the jam probably had more to do with the ammunition, more to do with the magazines, and I know people say their magazines are great. Well, that's fine. That's just not my experience. But this I don't know, is really I don't know, that's a fault of the pistol, but definitely should not have happened. So take that for what your mileage is. but I'm thinking just a dot of Loctite, but curious what you think. Anyway, Pheasant 815 out, and yeah, and needing a sight. Maybe this is a good time to put a different sight on, but I don't know. This is a target pistol, so a target sight's one of the big reasons I got it. Alright, took some Flitz gun and knife cleaner. It is a powerful degreaser, it says. Oil-free, water-based, fingerprint resistant, and it's green. Woohoo! Anyway, sprayed some of this on the top of my slide and on the bottom of my rear sight here to degrease it so it's nice and clean. Before I did that, the degreasing, I took some Hops 9 and I took that and a brush and I scrubbed, and then, not that there was anything under there, nothing really came off because it was just, I guess, whatever they had to lock the two together before. But I did that, and then I wiped it out with just Q-tips and hops and paper towels. So then after that set, that's when I brought in the degreaser and I degreased it. So now it is very, very clean. You can kind of see here these two circles in there. Whatever was there holding it before definitely bonded the two. Took off a little of the Parkerizer in between the two. But as it sits now, let me show you how it slides. Oops, if I keep it in frame. I'm actually going to tilt it this way, see if I can't show you. Okay, it's just barely in there. There we go. It moves pretty freely. Unlike before, it kind of sticks. And that's because it's a pretty tight fit there. And but without any kind of whatever junk was in there, it doesn't glide nearly as well. So now that I've degreased it, I've got some Blue Dot Loctite. Not Blue Dot. Yeah, well, I don't know. The Loctite that's blue, it's the 242. It's the Thread Locker 242, medium strength. The red you need heat to remove, this you shouldn't need heat. So I've got some of the red stuff, so if this doesn't work, I'll pull that other Loctite out. But this was $4.99 at my local mom and pop place. So I'm going to put a little Loctite in there and see what we do. See if I can get some film of that. Alright, so I have my slide all cleaned and degreased, the sight cleaned and degreased, got my Loctite there, and I got a toothpick to kind of help me move it around into the nitty gritty parts. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright. Ooh, I forgot to open that. Grab a handy dandy knife here. There we go. Alright, so now it's open. Just going to take ever so little amount. I got a little hollow space there. Holy smokes, wow, that's way more than I wanted. Okay, well, alright, not going to get any on this back piece because that doesn't actually connect with the body. That is way more than I wanted. Alright. I'm trying to work it in here into the notch of the sight. Got too much there. That's not making me happy. So, if you were to do this, I'd be really careful how big that you make that hole. That was entirely too big. I'm just going to wipe some of that off by moving this over it. There we go. Well, my goodness. Alright. Anyway, still moving the Loctite around inside the dovetail area. Letting it sit in these pockets. Well, that sits there for a second. Okay, here we go. Get some Loctite on my toothpick. I'm just going to work it into the dovetail grooves here. little bit on this top surface. This top surface here and here, the slide sits. So I make sure I get Loctite in the grooves. Alright. Alright. Just blowing on it a little bit there. And I haven't got any on the side of the slide, or side of the rear sight yet either, so let's see if I can continue that. Oh, there that went. Grab a handy dandy Q-tip. So I got Loctite squirting out all over the place. Alright. I'm soaking the extra blue Loctite out, and then I'm just going to get it straight here. And it is an adjustable rear sight, so get some leeway here. Alright, so I pieced it. It appears to be even on both sides of the slide. Looked at it straight on. Appears to be balanced. Using a Q-tip here to soak up some of the extra blue Loctite. Gonna inspect it again. See, that much space, that much space. Straight on. Now, because this is an adjustable sight, if I'm a little over left or right, I can use that to recalibrate, but more or less this looks to be pretty straight on. I'm going to shoot a couple, probably 100 rounds through it to see how I'm doing, and then sight it in from there if need be. But there it is, the blue Loctite. Let's see if that works. Hope it does. Pheasant 815, out. Alright, so this is the slide again, side profile. See how you didn't want to get any Loctite underneath there, just the pieces that touch. I'm going to put this by over here to dry. Give it 24 hours to cure. And 24 hours, I'll go pick that up. I'll reattach it and see if it holds firm. Hope it does, but I'll keep you posted.